Hello, hello. Evening, Helio. How are you? I've realised that every time I switch over to this camera, I always scratch my face. I need to need to get away from that tick. Either that or adjust the microphone. Nervous thing, I think. Anyway, shorter list today. To start with, see how it goes. I'm hoping to. I've got like a few puzzles on my list that have been on my list for absolute ages of puzzles to solve later, including or Japanese sums is one of them. So I'm hoping to get that one done, but it might be a bit of a behemoth. I might have started the stream a bit too late. See how the others go and the such. See what happens. Anyway, starting off with a Nurator puzzle, which I'm sorry I complete. They asked me to solve it, and then I completely forgot. So apologies again for that. Hey, Jobo. Also, if the stream cuts out a bit, can you guys let me know? Because I turned the bitrate up a bit today. I've finally got internet at home that's not garbage, which is nice. So, but then Twitch was complaining. I think it settled down to being more stable again. Yeah, if it starts cutting out, then let me know. Oh, nice, Jobo. Yeah, no, I might hopefully take a look at that one later. Always enjoy your puzzles. Snowflake, do you mean, yeah? I would say you're a little out of season, but we had a bit of snow near us over the weekend, so I think it still counts. Hey, it's Gojo. So anyway, starting off with a Nurator puzzle, path drawing one, orthogonal path, can touch itself. In fact, has to, because starts off by just seeing one cell in there. One cell in the box, and then two, etc., as it sort of flows around the grid. Until at the end, it's going to have to do something a bit like that. Or it can do this, perhaps. And then some friendly cell stuff that every friendly cell is on the path. I think it is, isn't it? Path visits all friendly cells, and also you have the maximum number of friendly cells. It's like this isn't going to be a 1, for example, so because that would count as a row friendly, column friendly, and in fact a box friendly as well. Cages aren't on the thing, which is sort of a standard thing. Hey, oddly even. Oh, I've just read your comment, Jobo, about the snow. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the other thing, the final cell of the path is in the same relative position of in its box as the starting box. So you can't start in any of these. No, wait, that's not true. Yes, it is, yeah, because you can't draw a line that visits every cell that starts and stops in these 4 cells, basically. So we either start in the middle. Hey, Taco. Either start in the middle or start in one of the 4 corners. And we know at least that we don't end in any of these, because you have to end in one with 9. And your starting position. So you can either start in boxes, you can start in the boxes in the odd numbered boxes. I think this might be a puzzle that needs some notes. You can start in the odd numbered boxes, but not the evens. And of course, when you start, you couldn't start, say, down here, because you only take one cell. And in fact, because when you start off, it's got to be incredibly restricted. Not thinking about these at the mo. Because you got to sort of get into new boxes very quickly. Don't you? That if, for example, we started here. But it's incredibly open. So it could do something like that. It could even do something like this, couldn't it? And then it's seeing that one and seeing those two. Oh. Here's another thought, right? Can we do some stuff with friendlies straight away? I mean, one's in this box. Go there, and similarly 9's in there. And we know that there's not 1s and 9s because cages aren't on the snake or path. Either or. And I was just thinking about the fact that you have to visit those. And if that's interesting at all. Because if you went through 5 cells up here, then you couldn't do that, for example. But it's not particularly restricted, really, is it? And similar to how you only sort of have a couple of options of how you visit every cell in the box. That's the same sort of thing when you're trying to visit every box in a grid, isn't it? That those are they the only 2 patterns? You either loop. Yeah, they've got to be, haven't they? Because it's the same sort of thing that you can only start in an odd numbered box. In fact, yeah, it's just sort of a crawl. No, it's just the same logic, really, isn't it? So overall, our path will look like one of these 2 shapes with some reflections, etc. But does that actually tell us anything yet? Oh, S with a... Oh, like that. Isn't it? I think. Sort of a dinosaur head type thing. Yeah. Thank you. But that's all of them, isn't it? Logic by, I think I've got them all, but wait, I haven't actually. Yeah, surely. Yeah. So the other thing I was wondering about as well is boxes that sort of how boxes translate into each other. Especially ones where the number's restricted. Like if you make an 8, yeah, this is interesting, isn't it? If you made an 8-celled path, I don't think you can go from this box to that box with an 8-celled path through that one. Oh yes, you can. It's incredibly easy. Well, it's for some reason I was thinking because it's even that sort of thing wouldn't be allowed, but and you can make a right angles can turn the right angle corner as well, can't you, very easily? Maybe that's not the place to start thinking about. But I don't really think... We can't do much with friendlies yet, shortly. 3's got to be somewhere up there. That's pretty poor framing on my part of the cat cam, hang on. Not that it was the best time to turn it on, but we have a cat anyway. Interesting. I thought this puzzle was going to be more straightforward, but not yet seeing how to get into it. And can you really, with the cages, do anything to sort of work out how they'd be restricted? Like if this was the 8-cell cage? No, because you could do various... Oh, this isn't going very well. You could do various things, couldn't you? Something like that to get it in and out of this box in 8. And right. Yeah. So here's a better thought, which I think is more likely to be the break-in. Is how many friendly cells will we have in each box? That is a rocket, but no, sorry, not yet. Anyway. Yes, this is a far better thought, isn't it? So in every box, its own box number is obviously friendly. And what I wanted to say is how you're going to have some extra 1s, 2s, and 3s along here that sort of push up the total number in those 3 boxes of how many cells you'd have to see. But that's only because I was hoping there would be certain boxes that had to have a whole bunch of friendly cells, and then some other ones that had none at all. But that doesn't particularly seem to be the case at the moment. Because I was hoping that some sort of 7, 8s, and 9s would have to be hit as the friendly cells in this box. But that's not true, I don't think. Let me put these in so I feel like I've done something. I mean, 5's sort of interesting. I reckon we might start in box 5 as a hunch. But this surely doesn't do anything. I don't know. Hey, Dory. So, I mean, across these 2 boxes, you definitely have 4's friendly, 7's friendly, and there'll be a friendly 1 somewhere up and down here. So yeah, so you can't actually, like, these it's not exactly a big deduction, but it might translate into some other ones as well. The fact that these can't be boxes 1 and 2, because at some point you've got to hit the friendly one that's up and down somewhere in those cells. And if these were boxes 1 and 2, then you can't get into green and get out in only a path of length 3. Yeah, that's true, isn't it? So, is that entirely symmetrical? It always throws me off a bit with friendly cells and symmetry and the such. I might just have to case check each of them. So the first 2 boxes aren't. So we've checked 4 and 7. And it's, so it's the same if it's 7 and 8, because we know there's a friendly 9 somewhere down here in row 9, because it's 27 different friendly cells, so it's not down here. That would pair up, sort of thing. So these 2 can't be the first 2 starting boxes. So I think we're going to prove that 5 is the starting box, I want to say. Seems likely. So yeah, so for the same reason, these 2 can't be the starting boxes. And of course, once you start in a corner, you have to go next into one of these, don't you? Oh, does it change things? Does it change things over here, perhaps? No, I think it's still the same, isn't it? Yeah, because it's 3s. I was wondering that... No, hang on. That would be fine, wouldn't it? Because all it has to do is hit a 9 somewhere here in this box. Because the point was it's specifically to do with the fact that you're in row 1 or 9 or column 1 or 9 without being in box 1 or 9. So the only ones that won't work for it, or the ones that aren't the first 2 boxes, are boxes 2 and 3, 3 and 6, 4 and 7, 7 and 8. So I think you could be starting in this box and then coming out. So let's have a think about that, especially if it starts in one of these 2. Yes, please, Dorlir. If you just ping a link in chat and then I'll add it to the list. Is that your latest one in testing? Which I did notice earlier today. Yeah, it looks like the one I saw earlier. I think. Yeah. So. Professional streamer showing you my... I'd forgot I had that on. Oh well. It's because I've got an awful memory. So if we started here, right, and it came up, it would have to come across and come up like that, and this would be our 8 friendly cell in box 8, and then come up to here. Is there anything wrong with that? I mean, it forces the friendly... It's interesting because then you'd have to end in here, wouldn't you? That's absolutely fine. You just end in that cell. So that's another rule, that you end in whatever box you start at. So yeah, I can't see anything obviously wrong with that. And it's interesting that, because when you start in the corner, but you always have at least one corner box that's either the start or the end. And we know that the starts aren't either of these cells. I suppose. Hang on. So if the fifth box isn't a start or end, then box 7 has to be the end, doesn't it? And either box 9 or box 1 would be the start. Can we disprove box 5 being the start? There's not anything extra. I mean, there's the adjacent digits on the path differ by at least 3 rule. And does that... Surely that can't mean anything, at least immediately. I don't think. I kind of want to rule... So because we can rule out this being a start. Because if you start here, you come up into this box and then you go into that box next. So this would be your ending box, which isn't allowed because you can't fit 8 cells. You can't fill this box with 9 cells, can you? And how about if we end in box 5? Does that help? So you'd be... Oh, here's something else, right? Ah, no, that's okay as well. So if you do start in box 5, then box 7 would have to look something along these lines with it starting in the middle, or like ending in the middle. One way round or the other. Got me a bit stumped at the moment, Nurator. I'm not missing anything obvious, am I? With how the friendly cells work and such. Surely not. And I mean, I don't really want to keep going through this sort of thing as seeing how that would build up. Because it's all... That's very case checky rather than what I'm hoping will be a sort of more general thought that I just need to have about the puzzle. And if... I mean, saying that, I now want to... Oh, but yeah. This feels very likely. It's maybe not that sort of thing. I almost reckon that is what it has to do. Just got to prove it now. So, I mean, I'd like to disprove it starting in box 5. That feels like something doable. And I mean, that even works with the 5 and the 2, doesn't it? It's just an incredibly open puzzle to start with, at least, anyway, isn't it? If you do end up in box 5 as the final box, then you either end in one of these two, because we know we've got to start in boxes 1 or 9. So if you started in box... Yeah, here's something at least, isn't it? You can't start in box. Or if... Yeah. You can't end in box 5. There we go. There's something. After half an hour. If you ended up in box 5, you'd have to be starting in boxes 1 or 9. The problem with that is you just immediately enter box 5, don't you? Because you can't get like you'd go into no loss of generality of choosing which box you go into. You always go into this box and you can't escape all the way over there because you only take 2 cells in this box. So you start in box 9, you go into box 8, and you go into box 5. So therefore, we always end in box 7 is something we can say, which is nice. And so because of that, one of these, if we went into box, this isn't an actual path, this is just thinking about the order of boxes. We don't know where we start. Oh, but here's something, look. We always go into box 3 and leave box 3. Box 3 is never a start and an end. So these flow like that sort of thing, for sure. And if we... So there's 3 options. We start in box 1, in which case you'd have to start here or here and then go into box 2. Oh, but that's not allowed. Oh, no, it is. You go like that. Huh. No. So if we start in box 1, yeah, because we know box 5 is either the 3rd position or the 4th position. And because of this, we can't start in box 1. Right, there we go. And exactly the same. I don't think we can start in box... no, you start in box 9 and do that loop, don't you? Yeah, because box 9 wasn't allowed to go like this. With ending in box 7, I think I said. No, that's... Oh, no, because it can't. Yeah, because this box 3 goes into box 6. So either you go 9 to 1 or start in 5. 9 to 1, 9 to 8. 9, 8, 5, 6, 3, 2, 1, 4, 7. So that's a possible path. Or if you start in box 5, then obviously you end in box 5 for the 7s. I can draw part of the path because I know the line in box 7 doesn't end in this bottom corner. Progress. So, I mean, can I rule out this? If I do start in box 9 and do the path 9, 8, 5, 6, 3, 2, etc., then I have to take 5 cells in box 3, which is going to be very tricky with this, isn't it? Surely. Because don't you either have to take that path or that path? There's no other way. Yeah. So you'll always have those sort of connections. That's if we're starting in box 5. Problem with that is, oh no, I can see a path that works. Yeah. That sort of thing. Oh, sure, I was going to be able to rule that out. At least if it does start in box 9, it does have to start in this cell. Which is something, I suppose. Because if it did that, then it can only come in like this sort of thing that breaks this. So if we're 9, we're starting... Sorry, we're starting here, is what I said, isn't it? Hey, yeah, pause. And then you end there as well, which is interesting. I mean, it would be nice if it is that, because then you get to draw a whole bunch of path immediately. The 4 corners, right? So if you start in box 5, then yeah, all of these have to make this sort of connection. And I think we can disprove that from the cages. So if you start in box 5, then like box 3 has to go between these two, and box 1 between those two, box 9 between these two, etc. And yeah, you always go from an odd to even box as well, don't you? So this would take 1 cell in its box on the path. And then these would take 3, 5, and 7. Oh, but that all works. Huh. Yeah, I was really hoping that would be stopped sort of due to this sort of thing. So is it perhaps more friendly stuff that you have to do? I mean, I'd much rather rule out it starting in the box 5 because so then the path is far more restricted. But given the path is far more restricted, that seems the more likely way of ruling out the path. But I mean, we've got the path down to 1 cell that it can start in if it does start in box 9. So let's think about the possibilities of where it would start in box 5 and see if that does anything. Because if it starts here, then it has to do that, which just immediately breaks. Because you can't go into box 7 yet. Yeah. So it's not allowed to start there. You started here. Then you can't go into there. Yeah, so that immediately breaks because you'd have to be going into box 7 next. You start here, then you either drop down immediately into this box, do that sort of thing, then come up here, take 4 cells, take 5, take 6, take 7 cells and 8. And I think I've already checked that one that does work. And similarly here, yeah, this one breaks going off to the right, because again you'd get trapped by having to end up in box 7. So that, I know, because it's that line, isn't it? Thought that line was always true. I mean, that cell might be always true. How about this one though? If you start in here and say you come up, do that sort of thing. Now box 1 is trapped, isn't it? Because box 1 had to go into box 2. Yeah. And if you come like that, yeah, again, you'd have to come down here and then you'd get stuck in box 4. So either that's a starting position, or that's a start. Stick yellow. That's a starting position. And yeah, oh no, you can do that. No, you had to pass through this cell. Yeah, that cell is always snake. And it's always a 5, in fact. Because if you start here, that's the only friendly 5 that you can go through. We have a digit. Oh, nice. So either that's 5, you come down here, and then you come up through there. So this is always true as well, always a digit as well. Or or you start here and then you drop down. So this is always on the path as well. And this is always box 2. So you can actually unpath all of those, because either the path does that or the path comes up here and does that. And so you're either 1, 2, 3, 4, this takes 5, or you're 1, 2, 3, 4, and this always. So this does always take 5 cells. So the path always has to do this as well. And you can path those 2. So if you did come like that, yeah, that's okay. And yeah, here's another thought that, oh no, it's one way around or the other, isn't it? But you can narrow down where 8s go. Because if you start here, then the 8 goes there, and then you come up, and that does work for difference of 3 along the line. Or if you come down here, then this would be the 8, which again works for at least 3 difference along the path. And we can pink some of that stuff as well, can't we? In fact, yeah. So we definitely go into there. Now we're starting to make some progress, and you've got to loop out and round because you need to take 7 cells in box 1. So you definitely take all of those, and you've got to leave 2 cells pink in this box, which could be these 2, in fact. It could be something like that as well. But we can draw in some more of the paths where it's sort of hitting a corner. It's got to turn there. but we don't know where it comes into box 7, I don't think. Because it could do something like that. The path does all of that. And this either goes like this or like that, which is quite nice. But it could just do either. I wanted to play 6s over here, but it could be a friendly 6 just there. Oh, the 1s. Need to remember to hit the 1s. Hey, a bookworm. I'm hoping to. It'll depend how it goes. Hoping to get onto Japanese sums later, because I've still never gone back to it to finish. But I'm not sure if I've set myself out enough time this evening. I suppose if I can get some hints on the way, might help out. Because you've still got the new one coming, haven't you? And I kind of need to do the first one before the sequel comes out. This box takes 6 cells. Ah, cool. Nice. So it always travels an even number of cells. Like if you checkerboarded it. Yeah, so you've got to exit the box on that path, can't you? If you exit it down here. Yeah, you're always taking an odd number of cells, aren't you? So they're definitely path. And that's got to turn up. So this is not path, is it? No. And you do this. And you even do that. And then you could do this, or you could do that. But that line never exists, does it? That's not allowed. No. Put a little cross there, perhaps. And the one, ooh, not like that. Ones are friendly. Somewhere here. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6 would be okay. Or yeah, something like that or whatever. Okay, yeah, the cages don't do anything other than just stop you going into them, doesn't it? Yeah. And like if this is a 6, that's still okay. You'd have to get into box 5 like that, but that's all right. I can get ping by them as well, can't I? Because you either do that. Yeah. Are there some cells that have to be blue? No. No, I think you can sort of dodge whichever cells you want, really. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. It's sort of more interesting where there are boxes with lots of cells on the path rather than the other way around. So if we did end in box in cell 9, no, that's fine, surely, isn't it? And I don't think either there's anything interesting you can say about having to put the digits 1 to 9 where there's always gaps, is there? I think that that surely can just be done in such a multitude of ways. It's not actually going to tell you anything. But you know what is, though? Our 9 friendly in the bottom row has to be in this box. That's something, perhaps. Annoyingly, the 8 friendly can be there in the row 8. Oh, but you know, oh my gaze. Oh, I've been being a bit slow. Here we go. This might get us back onto things. So, row 7, the friendly 7, can't go in box 7 because we've got the maximum number of friendly cells that we've got to have. If you started in box 9 and did that path, then that would have to be the friendly 9, and then this would be the friendly 8, but also the friendly 7, and then you just immediately break your difference of 3. So that's something I probably should have just thought about from the start. So we do start in box 5, and we can draw in a bunch of stuff, I think, or like that. It's not nearly as much as I'd hoped. That's at most 5. And the friendly 7 goes up here, so it's not touching a 9. Like that. It's not in the cell because it's difference of 3, I suppose, but also because it would be counted twice as a friendly cell. Yeah, let's circle the friendly cells, and then we'll get them all on the line, and we should have 27 circles by the end of it as well. So can we do the same sort of thing? So the friendly 7 is somewhere up here, but the friendly, I mean, if we went around like that, say, then this would have to be the 7. That you could fit. Oh, and that's interesting, isn't it? That the 8, because we've got to put a friendly 8 somewhere along here. And if you go over like that, then in fact that can't be the friendly 8 because that would be your friendly 7. So you'd have to look like this shape with the friendly 8 being in that cell. Which puts 8 and 6 and the such. It probably doesn't do much more than that. But if instead you turn down like this, then I was thinking how your friendly 8 and friendly 9, do they run into some problems? That, let's just put what that is as well, because that's at most 4. Relatively small. Yeah, so if you do come down like this. Yeah, that's true actually. Do orange flash for box, red flash for also orange flash for box, and red flash for row, and yellow flash for column. Yeah, it's easier than the circles, really, isn't it? Oh, and our 8s go down here as well. 7's in this box there. Oh, this is of course on the line. No, wait, hang on. Why did I pink that one? Is that a misclick? Or just a... I think... yeah, I think that was just me being silly. Of course, that one can be blue. But I haven't particularly used that logic, so I'll keep all of this. And then just get rid of that pink. So that can be pink, and the line... Oops. Line doesn't have to do that. Hey, GDC. Right. Oh, and we know that we end in box in the center cell. So we can draw in this corner as well. And either come in here and then sort of do a loop-de-loop and then end like that, or like this, or aim from the other side. Well, with a bit more orthogonality. And does that start? Yeah, that can't be a 7, say, because then it will be next to the 9 that has to be friendly down here. That doesn't do all much. So has this now I've drawn this more properly. Has it messed up what I was thinking about up here? I wonder. If you turn like that, surely, yeah, that doesn't work. So if we immediately turn like this, then we said we can't go over the top because that would put a friendly 7 next to a friendly 8 in the column. So if you go off to the right immediately, then you have to look like this. The problem with that is this cell here would be your friendly 8 in the column. And you'd have a 7 that we've got pencil marked just from a bit of Sudoku. You'd have the 6s that were friendly, and you'd have 9s that are friendly. Oh, but 6 can be next to 9. No, because the 8, sorry, the 8 would be that. This is potentially a bit of a chain, but I need a bit of logic to keep it going. So if you turn to the right, you look like this shape. The 8 would be here, so the 9 would be in this box. That would be a 7-9 pair with a 6 in the middle. So I'm gonna pink that one with a bit of fluff. Column 4, 5, and 6. Oh yes, that is a very good thought. Very much. So you definitely need to visit all 3 of those up and down here, don't we? Oh, and 4s as well. We need to visit a friendly 4, which has to go there or there. So, I mean, if that can't be 6, because then you'd have to go straight to the 4, and 4 and 6 are too close. So these 4s, 5s, and 6s. Yeah, say. Oh no, yeah, that does. So that can't be a 6 because you either have to go like this, and then you'd have a 6 and a 5 touching, or you go like that, and then you either have the 6 or 5, or 4 and 5 would be touching. That's never a 6. Is it the same that can't be a friendly 4? No, that should be alright. That would be 5 in the middle and 6 up there, perhaps. So we definitely hit 4s in this box, and we hit 6s. And they've got to be diagonally opposite, don't they? Or they just can't be touching. So, yeah, and there's only one more cell in this box. So that can't be the friendly 4, because then it would be touching the 6s, and that can't be the friendly 6. So that one's the 4, and that one is the 6. And in fact, they're one all lines, aren't they? That have a difference of at least 3 between these 2. So now we can't go up and over like that, because then where do you put the 8 in the column? So you've got to be doing this way round, meaning that you've got 1 of 8 and 9 here. Yeah, the 8s still are a problem up and down the column, aren't they? So that's definitely 8. And then you need a friendly 9 to pass through from, on the right setting. There we go. To do that. So this is column we haven't done yet. That's box, which is orange. That's column, which is yellow. That's row, which is red. And we can think a bit more of those. Get a one over here, and there's a friendly one. Box 2 is getting a bit pencil marked. A friendly one up there. This is a, oh, that can't be a 7, can it? And this has got to be a 3-7 pair now. That is at most a 5. It's not 3 or 1. It can't be a 5 because that would be too close to this cell. So this has got to be 7 and 3 that way round because there's 2, 4 now. That's neither the friendly 1 nor the friendly 2. It's got to be at least a 6. So I'm expecting, yeah, so I'll need an orange in every box and then a yellow and a red in every row and column, won't I? Yellows are columns. So yellow 6 somewhere there or there. This can't be, oh, it can be yellow 6 with a 9 above it, can't it? So either that's a 6 or a 9 though. Because if this is your friendly, oh, but what if you don't go straight to it? No, that's far too many cells in this box. You would have to turn straight down if you did go through there. 9s in this box, 6s. Little bit of Sudoku. I think that's about it though. Yeah. Now, oh, where's friendly 2 in the column? Because it can't go in box 2, it's got to go over there. There are at least 5. So those are quite big. So surely this, I mean, you can take out like a 7, can't you? I think. Because, well, that would be too close to this cell. Can you take out a 6 as well? Yeah, they'd both have to be 9s. In fact, there's a 6 looking at that, 6, 9. But 5s work with the 8, 9. 8s. Yeah, with a 5 and 4. Let's keep doing the colouring. It's a red row. That's a box orange. My box, oh, my row 3s. They could go here or there, couldn't they? But we're starting to fill this up a lot with cells that would have to be friendly, which is good. Oh, I haven't done my box in this one, have I? Left from row 1, column 6. Where am I looking? Sorry, here. The 1 and the 2 friendly in this. So if you went down. Yes, that's nice. So if you go down, then you have to come back up to pick up these ones. So that's the only way. And then the 1s and 2s could only go there and would go next to each other. So this does turn that way. And we never reach this cell anymore, or else that's too long. So this is a 6. So that's not a friendly 5. Yellow. Fully. And neither of these are 1s, 2s, or 9s. And if they're not a 1, they can never be a 2, because the 1s are either here or here. And if the 1s are there, yeah, that just immediately doesn't work, does it? Because if the 1s are there, then you're only taking 4 cells in this box. So that is a 1. And that's not a 2. And we come down. You can't turn that way, so you've got to go down. So that's the rest of the path there. 4's here or here, so that's not a 2. This has to be, oh god, I thought I'd broken it. Box 2, but that all looks okay, doesn't it? And a 7 or 9 there. This is our red row. We need a red row 3. Got a box 2. There we go. And then a column 4, 5, and 6. Nice. 3s, 7, 8s, and 9s. In fact, we can place the 3, 7, 9 pair. What have I done here? Oh, there's a 2. Looking at that. That looks better. That can't be 8 or 9 anymore. That is a 4. And then they all work, which is good. See that? 6s here with 2s, 5s, and 9s. 8s at the top. Lovely. Ones, 2s, 3s, so 5s. Need to find a home here. 6s there. And 7s, 8s, and 9s, we already got pencil mark. 1s will be going somewhere along there. Same thing with 2s and 3s. They're very open. Oh, this has to be a 6. Have a difference of 3. That can tidy up some pencil marks. Oh, that's very restricted actually. Because of all the pencil marks already in the box. Not 9. If this... no, that's fine. I was thinking if that's 4. If you run into problems with the 5, it just turn down at that point. Yeah. Any other tidbits of Sudoku that's doable? Threes somewhere there and there. 5's up here. What's left? 1s, 2s, 5s, and 8s. But that's not doing much. So if this was 4 or 5, then that cell would have to be a 1, which would be a friendly 1 for the column. But I don't think that means anything. This is either quite small, so it would be flanked by a 9, or it is 9 itself. Because I was hoping that sort of thing would get rid of some 1s and 2s and such. So perhaps we have to think about if you turn like that, or if we turn like this. Are one of those too interesting? 5 in column 7. Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Eight in row 4 as well. Oh yeah, because it's not there. Does it not still have 3 places in? Oh, because it can't go there. But does it not still have a couple of places? Ah, okay, right. No worries. Got the 5. Sure, which was, yeah. And yeah, it doesn't have to end on a certain cell, does it? No. On a certain number, I mean. Oh, well, yeah, those dates are just confusing me now. So yeah, so I was just thinking about if it turns like this, then neither of those 2 cells are a 4. And neither of these would be because of the 6s. And 4s would be in one of those 2 options. That's probably fine. Yes, his... Oh no, the 7s are actually very loose with where they can be, can't they? I was just thinking about how I thought for some reason that was a 7-9 pair and it's not even close. I mean, 6s fall up there. Oh, I do. Thank you. So, yeah. So it doesn't do all that much. So we either look like that, in which case nothing's really interacting much. I mean, that can't be a 5-6, but I suppose one of those would be a 5 and the other would be a 6. Because if this is not 6, that's 6, and then it puts a 4 here, which puts a 5 there. But that's in that case that we look like this anyway. Gonna have a quick look at doing a lot of pencil marks and see if that. I don't know. That's. I mean, even if you do these 2 cells as well, they can basically only not be 8s, but not be 9s even. The rest is all very open still. Nothing obvious on the path that we've drawn so far, no. I thought once it had got going, it was going to be an easier end to the solve. But I suppose at this point you're now, again, more... what am I trying to say? You've got more degrees of freedom sort of thing with where the path can go. So it can loop here, there, and everywhere sort of thing. I want to say that in either which way around this goes, you can't... These would never both be... There would never be a 5-6 pair. Because that rules out going like this. And it rules out going like that. No, can't you hide a 4 there? Ugh. Yeah. Hmm. It is only 1s, 2s, and 3s that we've got left to hide of the yellows. And then of reds, 5 somewhere here, 6 is somewhere there, 8's down here, and 9's there. I mean, if that's 9, that's 9, but doesn't really say anything. Where's the next deduction? If I mean, I don't really want to try and do things like if this is a 4, then, because that's... I mean, it is at least forcing that to be a 5 and a 6, but... The 4 needs 1 or 7, 8, and 9, so that would be an 8, 9. Yeah. It's not much, really, is it? That doesn't have that many options, really. Said with a bit of hope more than anything. 3, 4s, and 8s, 6 and 9, 7s, 5s. This cell's even more open. And you can do multiple loops that end in box in the center cell, can't you? Oops, don't want to lose all that. Yeah. Is this anything? If the 3s went there, because we know 3s in this row have to go along here, so could pencil mark that. If 3s go either here or here, it forces 4s there to that side, and 4s down here. I mean, this cell's not a 3. If that's a 3, then this is the 5. Oh no, it can, because you can nip that way. Hmm. Yeah. Row 6. Can't be down here, do you reckon? You'll have to talk me through that one, I'm afraid. Even if you escape like that. 3s and 1s. Five, column 3. So if this was 3, that's 5, that's 4. You'd have to be doing that sort of path. It's getting to this stage. Oh yeah, so that cell has no fill, doesn't it? That's 3. Nice. So threes only have a couple of places in row 5 at least. And we're all 3s out of here. Oh yeah, Geogolf. If that's a 3, is that? There's 3s and 6s, so I think this is definitely bifurcation at this point, isn't it? And you could still drop down like that. Rated as a 4-star on LMD. I'd maybe push it up to the 5. Or we could certainly do with a hint if you have solved it before. If you remember it. Slightly more restricted, I thought it'd be. Hmm. 8s only had a couple of places, didn't they? Is it interesting if that sells 8? Row 5, column 1's a 4. So you'd have to turn like this, wouldn't you? That would be 5 and 6. 2 here, say. That'll be 1. That'll be big. Oh, yeah. Is that a short enough thing to be able to use it? That's 4, it turns down. That's then 5 and 6. And 2, 1. So that's big, and then that has no fill. Yeah, I'll certainly take that as a... I normally try to do it if I can do it in my head afterwards. I'll allow it. Yeah, definitely agree, Bookworm. Feels like missing something obvious. There's not an extra thing in the rules, is there, that just not seeing? I don't think so. That might be where we are then. Let's do a little bit more brute forcing, therefore. That's try and get rid of some options. If that's 4 and that's 6, this would be 5. That might not do much. So that could go to here or here. You have to be a 1 though. Okay, so that breaks that. Is that okay? So if this is 4, then that's 5 and 1. That would have to be 4 and 7, which then can't go to either of these cells because this would be 6 and 5. So that's another one gone of the 4s. 4s are down to 2 places. This is 4, that's probably easier to disprove. So you'd have to look like this with a 5 up here. Yeah, and that, oh no, that can be a 2. When you're in the zone for that sort of thing, they're quite... Hey, 3s can't fit in the box now. They're quite nice. Because you get... It's the sort of logic that then translates well into other puzzles. Let me just check that. So if that's 4, that's 6 next to it, and you got to do this sort of thing. 4 and 6. The trouble with that is that would be 5, and then there's no space for 3s. So maybe 3s are the more interesting thing to see. But anyway, that's a 4. Yeah, that is true. Done most of the friendly cell logic. Just a bit of colouring for the end of it. Speaking of which, 4 somewhere here. So if we look like that, then this cell's 5. Just gonna give anything. Sort of got quite a lot of high stuff into low stuff. Oh, this would be 6. Oh, hang on, is that always 6? If this cell's 6, then it has to go up. Oh, no, this always connects to the 4, doesn't it? Yeah. So this is always 6, which gives you a 2 here. Gets rid of 1. Oh yeah, where's my 3 gone? Hang on. Oh, it's there. Thank God. Yeah, that's a very fair point. Bookworm. Know what you mean. We still not know how this looks. Because it could come across like that, couldn't it? Yeah. Ah, thank you. Yeah. So we need a friendly 1 somewhere here. It's getting a bit pencil marked up, isn't it? A friendly 2 somewhere there, and a friendly 3 somewhere there. I feel like that's going to be easier just doing central pencil marks. Nines and 7s from there. Yeah, that is allowed to turn that way. Or go like this. Anyway, I want to get rid of the corners. Just do this instead, I think. 3, 4, 2, and 6. 1s, 5s. 3s, 8s. 1s and 2s. 6s. 5s. The 9s had to go at the bottom. 8s had to go there or there, which they do. 7s at the bottom as well, which they also do. I can turn that way. Oh. What's some of the corner stuff? I mean, one of these two is definitely a 6. So if it went up, that middle cell couldn't be 7. But 1s, 2s, and 3s are all there. Some more other box stuff, maybe. You can still get an 8 here, annoyingly. 2, 3, 8, and 9. Oh, 3s are done. The rest of that looks quite open still. Yeah. Oh, 9s aren't up there, are they? No. Right. So if we came in on this side, that would be a 1, which is the least restricted digit, so I don't really want to look at that. If you come in over here, that would be a 3, which annoyingly could go to a 6. Row 7, column 2, 2 breaks. If it's 2, it's not allowed to turn like that and goes like this. That would be 1. Oh, row 7. Oh, yeah, 2, 3, 5. Nice. Before I go off on a massive tangent. Good spot. Yeah. That's 6. That do anything to 6s? Not quite. So 6 and 2. If this goes down, and that's 6 and 2 with a 9, and it gives you a 7, 8 pair on either side here. That seems quite likely. It's the other option that goes across like this with a 3 and a 1, which puts a 2 and a 5. Oh, this is never 4, is it? Because it either connects to this or it comes around the corner. So that is always a 3. See a 3 over there. Yeah, now one of these two is a 4, and we can place the 4. Gives you those cells. Oh, gives you that as well in that box. 1s and 4s. Tidy those ones up as well. Oh, we have got a very unrestricted digit here. 3, 7s and 8s. Oh, there's a 3. It's the wrong way around for this to do any work. It's 2s and 7s. I don't think that can be a 7. If it is a 7, then you have to go this way around. So 7 to 4 to 9 to 2 to 5 to 8, that works. Unless it messes up something in the rows and columns. Can't see it doing anything obvious. It's up and down here, 1s, 5s and 6s. It's not an 8. Yeah. Do a bit more colouring. Yellow 1, yellow 3. If this was a 7, that doesn't work because it's next to a 5, 7, or 9. One of these two is a 4, which can be next to whatever. So that's not doing anything. But one of these two is a 5, so that can't be a 7 at the bottom. Get 7s on that side. Four, 9, 2. So wait, if that was 7, so that had to turn that way to the 4, which gives you a 1, 2, 6, 5, 8. Yeah. 8's like that. So if this is 4, that's 2. Yeah, which is true from this as well. I don't think I've got any wings that can help out either. Looking at the grid. This turn to that. It would be 2, 8. If you look like this. Row 9, column 1, always 5. Oh, yeah. Yeah, true. Oh, yeah, so that'll do a bunch of things, won't it? It's not that, though. Oh, that just finishes it. Hopefully. 5, 1, 7, 1, 4, 1, 6. Nice. Lovely. So we do go like that. We come up here, we do that, we do that. Get rid of the cross, pop in our last little bits of colour in, and 2 at the bottom with 7. I didn't quite realise what I'd signed up for that though. Good puzzle though. Although the ending could maybe do with a tweak, perhaps. But it is always so hard with these sort of ones where you could do. Oh, can it? We're in 9, column 2. Row. Row 9, column 2 to row 8, column 2. Oh god, it could have done, couldn't it? No, because we knew it went down at the bottom. It went like that. I think that's the only way. Because it's got to finish in this center cell. Yeah. I think with that rule it is fixed. There were quite a lot of rules. It would be maybe nicer if, because I don't think that was really used other than to disambiguate that. So then maybe there could be some bonus, slightly different thing to spot some stuff at the end, because that was all just quite a lot of chains really for that end part. We have all. I didn't quite manage all the colours. I even tried to do them before I clicked finish. That looks a bit better. Yeah. Nice. Right. So I think puzzle by startup next. See, this one should be a little quicker and easier, I think. So it hasn't liked these things. Hang on. Chromatic. Oh. Where it's got the bold text things in the rules to make it easy to read, but then it doesn't like it when I put it into OBS. Yeah, so I think this was off the basis of what we were talking about in the stream the other day. If you're happy to start up, yeah, that would be nice. And just makes it easier for people to solve as well as we go. Yeah, I agree. Book one with a couple of extra prop keys or something would have helped out. Oh yeah, DK. Right, so mostly normal killers. Can digits repeating killer cages start up? Odd circles, normal, black and white crop keys. I assume not that. Well, yeah. Either way in that box, it works. Okay, I'd probably clarify in the rules. Just note that they don't repeat as well. Like I see what you mean with the set, but just makes it a bit more clear. So that's either 3, 6, or 4, 8. So that one can't be 6 or 8. Yeah, true. Sets on their own can have repeats, can't they? So this could be 4 with a 2. Or it's a 3 and then needs 2 and 1 somewhere. Oh, this is odd. Sorry. Oh, I don't know why I just didn't see that at all. There we go. That looks a bit better. And perhaps darken the green just a tad. Just to make it a bit easier to read there. Pop those in. So is that minimum? Because that's already like 26. So it's very almost maximized, isn't it? And you definitely need a 1 in one of those two. Otherwise, that's 6 add 26, which is too much. And in fact, it can't be, it's got to be a 1-2 pair. So, oh, but it could be the case that there's an extra 1 somewhere for these 15s outside the box. So it could be a 1-2. And then 2 things, something to 12, which would have to be 5-7, can't it? Yep. And that's what allows us to get that next bit then. So this one is definitely short, but this one extends. So that does have to have an extra 1, which does go out there. This is 9 to make them sums work. Nice. 3, 4, going to 6 to 8. That's even, so that's also even. That's not a 2. One of those two is a 6. Over his might be interesting. Because it can't be, because this either has a 3 or a 4, so this isn't a 3-4. So that just has to be an 8-9, doesn't it, in fact? Meaning this can't be a 4, that is your 6-3, 8-7, 4 like that, with a 4 at the end. Sixes and 5s, 2s and 9s, 3s, 5s, and 7s. More straightforward than the last one so far. So this is a red cage 15 that grows and turns and needs to keep on growing. It's not the easiest way to mark that. But we don't know how big the green cage is, but that also carries on down there. So that's got to be next place to look, surely. So I don't know how easy it, because my stream might compress it quite a bit. So the red cage definitely comes down like this. Oh, so if this was a 5-7, that's not allowed because you'd need 3 more for the red cage. This would also be a 1-2, and then those two would be the same. That's not 3. And if it was 3 and 7, then it wouldn't work with 1 and 4 because of this 4, and it wouldn't work with 2 and 3, obviously. So that is a 3-5 pair. Sorry. That is a 3-5 pair. The 7 here. And we definitely don't have a 4 in here, so you need to be done in 4 cells run 5. That's currently 8, needs 7 more, so that's got to be 6 and 1. Big old 45 kj. So none of those are cells already in green. Get a quad in the row. Worth pencil marking these? Maybe not quite. I've butchered that, haven't I? There's a 6 as well. But that then is all right, isn't it? Yeah. 6 is over here. 3 is like that. Then our 45 cage comes down to here. Do we know that that one's part of it as well? Be nice if it did have to be. I think at the moment this green cage could turn down here. Because all we know is these two can't overlap, but they could be different cages. And in fact, the 45 gauge could turn off and take like these cells or whatever. They need a 6 somewhere though, don't they? And I doubt they could get it from the bottom. Because if it took that cell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah, it would have to take these two as well, and then you get 2 2s. So that's not 6. If that was the 6 that it takes. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it could do that, couldn't it? If it does do this, yeah, then that ain't 9 is it? So if it takes this 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that 6, then this cell is already repeating, so it doesn't take that one either. So this is a 6. That was nice. And we do cake all of this. So that's a 1 and a 2. And our last 8 and 9 that has to be in this big cage. Rest of these like that. Oops. 2 somewhere down here, and we get a 4 and a 44 cage as well. Yeah, which sadly already has a 1 in the column. Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, I was hoping that cell had to go here, but it doesn't quite. We go here. Any repeats in that set? Or, yeah, that cell, because it goes up there, goes there. Nice. Thank you. The one. These 2 cells have to be the same because this needs to be in blue. No, 4s. Yeah, so that's a 1-4 pair, in fact, isn't it, from these 2 4s? So 4s are not in here, and 4s have to go in the middle there. Puts a 4 up here. It's not 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 6, 7. Oh, that is 5, isn't it? Should help us out a fair bit. just mark those as pink and those as blue. And now might have to get rid of the colouring again. Along here, does that, doesn't it? Oh, thank you, yes. Didn't see it looking up there. 5, 7, 8, 9s. There's a little quad. So this red cage takes all of those cells. That's 6 cells. Could take this one, or it turns the corner down here. Is another option. Oh yes, nice. Because it can't take either of those two, can it? And it can't reach all the way over there. 1, 2, yeah. So 4s at the bottom, 4s and 1s and 6s. That's a less than 10 cage, this one. Which I suppose can't have 3 cells because of this. Not going along like that, at least. Could turn up. And can we tell what that... Yeah, the red cage does turn the corner there. Does it also need an 8 that we can place somewhere? No, that's got a couple of options. Go there, and there. It takes an 8 out of this at least. If I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you've only got one more cell. They can either go there or there. Both of them see that one. Yeah, those are 2, 3, 5, and 7. Yeah, that's not 4 from that, isn't it? I was just thinking about what has to go outside the cage. Could not just be like a 2, 5 or something? Because we don't know that the 10 cage is 3 cells long. Could just be 2. Four needs 8, 4. The 8 could go here, I think, for the 44 cage. 8 there and 4 that, like that. Oh, that's very true, isn't it? Yes. That's always 4. Because if that's 4, then that has to be the 8. And then the 10 cage gets too big. Nice. Good spot. So that's at most 5. And this is our 8. That's 22. It needs 10 more. So that's not a 1, 9 pair. Gives you those 1s. Lovely. And those 2 is a 7. Don't know how they go to it. Oh, let's use this 20 cage. That would probably help. Yeah. So that can't be a 2, and it can't be a 3, then that's way too small. If that was a 5-7 pair, that would need 8 more. Oh, so this is just straight up a 9, isn't it? It's 2, 3 like that. It's 2, 3, and 6. So these sum to 11, which has to be done this way around. 2s and 3s and 7s. Huh. Oh, that worked out rather nicely with that cage then, didn't it? Oh, 9s aren't there. See those. And along here there's a 7, isn't it? How do I... Oh, this. Alright, 9s get resolved. That is 8. Because we already got a 9 in that cage. 9s and 8s, 5s and 7s. This is not a 9 for sure. Looks like a 5 with an 8 and 6, 8 and 9, 9 and 7. Then to finish this off, pink is 3 and blue is 2. Lovely. Very good execution of the idea. Had good flow and whatnot, and fun bits of slightly spicier logic, but all stuff that was sort of clear where to look and the such. I rather like that one. Yes. Don't think so for any other changes. Only thought would be if you could get these cages to slightly line up a bit less, maybe. Might be a bit tricky. You could probably do it in Sudoku Maker. Although it might be quite a lot of manual work. And they are readable and such where they go. Oh, I don't think we use this 16 cage at all. So that one can probably go. Unless you wanted extra cages down here. Nor the odd. Why is it a meme? Oh, that's a good thought with widths as well. And in fact, that might be a nice color lined friendly thing as well if you could get cages looking slightly different. Like some of them being dashes, some of them maybe. But then that's all again. Also, I don't know if that's things you can do, like have the outsides being X or something. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, it was the last cell that was hidden. Yeah, I'm just a stickler for only clues that are needed are the ones I like. But it's not an over problem. Nice having the 3 colors there as well. Lovely. Let's go for another quick puzzle, probably. I suspect this is Is this the overlapping triple thing? Is what I assume it's going to be. Things flowing through like that. What have we got? Normal Sudoku. Everything sums to 121. Right. Interesting. Are we maximized or are we minimized? Surely that's max, isn't it? 3, add 15, add 36. Add another 1. Add 10, add 28. Add 6, add 21. What does that look like? 1874. No. Don't know where I got that from. 120 minimum. 1 degree of freedom, eh? 18, 19, 55, 65, 65, 86, 92. Yeah, 120. It's not that I didn't trust you. I just wanted to double check for myself. So that's either 1 or 2. That definitely needs a 1. An 8 or 9 here. Yeah. Yeah. And 9's like that. So where are we going to get rid of a... Yeah, that is true, to be fair. Color. So these two cells are always the same, aren't they? Because if this didn't repeat in there, they'd sum to 6 already, and they have a maximum sum of 5. And is it the same that it has to go in here as well? Because these had a maximum of 8. And if it doesn't repeat, then they're way too big. Because that was a maximum of 1, maximum of 6. Well, maximum of 7 overall, isn't it? No, sorry, max of 8, because we got the 1 degree of freedom. In fact, doesn't this have to be in every single one? And that's sort of going to be the case for a lot of them until you hit something else, I think. What I'm imagining. It might be a bit harder to... Well, the sums will start getting bigger. So if these didn't have a repeat, they'd be at least 15. That's way too much, so they do have a repeat. Okay, interesting. And it's got to be the same over here, that if that's 9, it repeats. And if, yeah, so if it's 8, again, that's already 8, 9. It's lost its degree of freedom. So those two cells are the same. But I'll carry on with my pink at the moment. So I think it probably has to go in here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be at least 22 for the whole thing. The maximum is 15. Add 18, 19. Is there a quicker way that I can be thinking about that? I wonder. Given that it just seems to... But obviously this sort of pattern will stop at some point. I think this can't have an 8 or 9 in it, so that 8, 9 does go there. because otherwise that's at most 15, or it's at most 16, and 8 would put up to 18. And similarly, this can't have an 8 in it, or a 9, and yeah, same thing there. Haven't checked that one yet. Yes, that is true, isn't it? That you have sort of 1, 2, 3, etc. And then the last cell can be 1 extra. And it's exactly 1 extra in exactly 1 case, isn't it? I think. Yeah. Slightly confusing me. So 8s and 9s go here. In this row. So green 8, 9's down there. 8, 9's up there. And we definitely need these 2 cells, so that's pink. Whoa, there we go. Pink and pink. That certainly can't be 9. And that can't be 8 either, in fact. Oh, interesting. Have we immediately lost our degree of freedom because of the inequality? One column 9. Yes, I think so, doesn't it? Yeah, so it has to appear down here and as such. But from this, it looks like we've already lost our degree of freedom. So pink is in fact 1, and that's a 1, 2. This is a 1, 2, 3. This is a 2, 3 with 4, 5, 6. Green is 9 and 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 there. So we almost get a whole bunch of roping, but I think the roping will break here, won't it? If I'm not mistaken. 4s, 5s, 4s, 5s, 6s. There's an 8. Is that what splits it up? Or is it perfect roping? 6, 5, 7, 7, 8, 8 and 6. 7's like that. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Roped all the way down. I'm jumping way too much around the grid, aren't I? Yes, please. I'd be very interested to hear. Dorlir. 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, and 8. 7s and 4s. What sorts these ones out? Am I blind? Oh, 2s. There we go. 2s, 3s, 4s, 3. Oh no, what's gone wrong there? I think that was mostly just a misclick, wasn't it? But that looks a bit more likely to actually be able to finish the grid. So that wasn't looking like a... Oh, come on, fingers. Wasn't looking like a grid that was going to solve. And I've still butchered it. What on earth have I done? Oh Christ. That's just fine. That's just those two, isn't it? 5s and 6s. There we go. Bit of a meal. Bit of a meal of it. But there we go. So yeah, so I assume with this sort of thing, there's like quite a lot of options of stuff that you can do. But curious of the intended path. $120 with 8 ones. Oh, is that how it has to be made? Oh, sorry, that's yeah, that's just 120, yeah. We're always gonna have 8 same. Right. If I did wrong. Yeah. So same sort of thing of doing that sort of stuff, wasn't it? I think they look like that, don't they? Hmm. 1-7. Oh yeah, sorry, I hadn't quite understood your first paragraph, but if 1s happen to be the number that was increased, then you just have 7 1s and 8 2s, wouldn't you? It would just go around to that way around. Yeah. Oh yes, and the 8 either becomes a 9, and then you've got one of those, or it swaps these. Interesting. So and well, I suppose you. So I'm sort of surprised that you went for sort of not more down the route that this solve went of certain sums that need certain things. I think the overall sum's an interesting property as well of it, isn't it? And how you always have certain numbers of digits. It is quite a specific thing rather than, well, like it's not really an applied part of what am I trying to say? Of like other Sudoku logic, if that makes sense. It's a puzzle where you can get around doing it in a different way, basically. Yeah. Yeah, some little killers might be interesting. Oh yeah, really fun. Very much. Hope you're enjoying. Right. Let's have a quick look at Snowflake, I think. And then I'll probably next give... Actually, yeah. Though, are those rules readable? I can make the text a bit bigger, but then it's a bit annoying to shrink the text down again. Actually, sorry, that's not... wait, hang on. That's not what I wanted to do. How do I delete my own message? Sorry, I've put that, and then I put that in the chat thinking it was a published puzzle, and then realized it's just in testing, so it's not really public yet. So I'm trying to delete the link, but I'm struggling immensely with. I managed to find it the other day, how to do mod stuff in the... Maybe I just can't delete my own message. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? Sorry. The link is there, I'm afraid. Anyway. So yeah, slow thermos. And no summing to 10. Interesting. So that's got to be one from up and down this. Oh, Lamau, it's a bot. I didn't even realize that. Oh, wait, is it? Hang on. Yeah. Surely. Sorry if you're not. Anyway. So... Just going to do a fair bit of... fair bit of pencil marking. 5s here. 5s up to there as well. That's a bit too many in those marks, aren't they? So this can be as big... Oh, I'm doing 4, 5, 6, 7. It can be as big as 7 with a 7, 8 pair. Oh, but if you're 7 and 8, then these have no fill, do they? So that is only 4 and 6. This is at least 3. So they're at least 3 as well. This can, again, be not as most, not 7. Most 6. That's most 6. That's at most 5. 2, 4, 5. 6 too big? Because these are slow. So you can have 6 with 6, 7, 8, 9, I think works. Or it would have to... Oh, because it breaks the tips, doesn't it? Sorry. So because they're all fixed, that's at least 7, 8, 9. Oh, sorry, at most 7, 8, 9. Now, hang on, I think you can get that to work, can't you? Six with... Yeah, because surely you can have a bunch of 6s in a row. That should be okay, I think. Yeah, something like that's alright, isn't it? Ah. That's a bit of a way away as a date to be saved for. If where's 2s in this box? It's just down here, isn't it? And I was going to say that this cell has to go here or here, but it can just repeat there with the 2. Oops. I want to say these aren't 8s, but it does work with a 9 and an 8 and an 8 there. Oh, do I need to be asking questions about where these go in the box? Perhaps. Because you can get repeats like this could go over there, couldn't it? That's the most 6, isn't it? If it was 6 with a 7, 8, 9 triple. I suppose it's not published yet, is it? Still in testing. It's an interesting shape to get right, isn't it, Skater? Oh my god, I completely forgot about that. Thank you very much. Yes. Like these can't be 8s because they're next to a 2. I was just thinking I wasn't getting up anywhere at all with the puzzle. And does that bounce back? Do anything extra? And that's not a 9. That's not a 7. Oh, how about 9s? They've got a couple of places still. 7s can go here, there, or there. Swing on 1s. Oh yeah. Pushing them out to there. I don't know if that'll be doing much, unfortunately. Like you couldn't get another 4-6 there. Oh yes, thank you. Couldn't see what you meant. So the 9s drop in here and there, don't they? My brain's starting to slow down, I think. And yeah, so one of them will have vague or some pressure put on it, won't it? That one of these would be at least a 5. Oh, sorry, at most a 5. That to work. A spark, something that sees the next part. So that would force that 6. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's a good spot, Geo. If that's 6, then you get this 7, 8, 9 triple there. Oh no, but couldn't they hide? Because I was thinking about 7, 8s, and 9s. I think they can hide like this, can't they? That's 6. You get a 7, 8, 9 triple. You get a 6, 7, 8, 9 quad here. Oh, but yes, sorry. Yeah. So if that's 6, you get the 6, 7, 8, 9 quad there, and then they can't hide, can they? So that does have to be 4 and 3. Because it's the same thing over there. That's 6. You're trying to hide 7, 8s, and 9s in their own column, which just isn't going to happen, is it? 9's not there. Nice. 3s and 4s, which give you that, and even give you that as well at the top. So that's a 4. Yeah, it's a nice bit of logic, isn't it? 6 is not there. 7s. I said 9's not in those two corners. Or tidying up. Let's put these at the top, because we can do some of them as well. And there's a 2. In box 5. Oh no, over 8. Oh, there's not, is there? Yeah. What's happened there? They, like, the up and down cells can't be why have I said that this can't be 5? Is that my problem? Did I just not put it in as an option? I think that might well be the case. And sorry, I just go back to where I pencil marked that particular cell. Yeah, I just didn't put it in. Not sure why. So then we can go back to here. And at that point, that's a 2-5 pair, but we don't know which way round. But so I'll leave it as it is. Then put these back. 8, 7s, not 9s. So is it a fair thing to say that if that's 2? Oh yeah, because of course 7's now placed up here, so 8's go at the bottom, and that's 5 and 2. That looks a bit better, doesn't it? 5s and 4s. 4's not there. There's a 3. Nice. sevens. Lovely. Seven's not there. Over here. Falls into one of those two. Not sixes either. So sixes are on this side. The 5, 6. No, definitely blame the solver. Thank you for the 2. It's normally the way around it goes. 3's up here. That's not 8 anymore either, because of the 2. It's a bit too much to pencil mark. Yeah, 5s are somewhere up here, aren't they? So that can't be a 6. 4, column 8. 3, column 7. Not 6s. Oh, of course. I was thinking if that's a 6, you could hide a 4 down here, and then that would just be an 8. But that's definitely not how thermometers work, is it? Nice. Thank you. And the other one you said was 6, column 2 down here. Thank you. It's not 9. It's that. Oh, that's 7. That's directly next to that one. Should get us some digits, is it? Less than I thought, actually. Tidying up some digits. Oh, there's an 8 again. Same sort of thing. So that gives us an 8 over here. Seven. It's a good job you pointed out the rule of the summing to 10. So I've been very stumped. Hey, that can't be 4, can it? Why? Okay, got rid of 8s from there. I'm paranoid about getting rid of stuff that I shouldn't do. This can't be 6 from the 4, 6. There's a 9, 8, 6. So we get 9s not in this one down here. That's all right because they're already quite small. Not 4 next to a 6. Oh, these aren't 9s, are they? Get 9s there. Not know which way around those go. I don't think we do we? 4s are over here. No, they're not. Don't know why I said that. 4 can go here, can't it? 2s, though, go here on this row. So, and 9s still have a couple of places. I thought they were placed. But 7s, look. This row go there. So 7's up here somewhere. Doesn't do much because there's already a 3 taken out. There's 5 staring at that. Does that help? In some of 4s and 5s fall down here, don't they? Trying to see places where we've got highs and lows. It's worth marking them out just to make it easier to spot where deductions can be made with ruling things out and like finding the last high and low in certain columns and boxes. But I might just be making a bit of a colourful thing and not actually helping. Ones and 2s up here. Really need places where got things like these corner pencil mark 2s which take out 8s, but 8s are already gone. In 8s in this row only have a couple of places. 8s in this box can only go there or there. That doesn't help with the 2s. And all the thermos are now done as much work as they can, aren't they? Yeah. So it is just Sudoku and summing to 10. That should finish it off. I was about to try and pencil mark 4s like that in just those 2 cells, but they can go here as well. It takes a 6 out of that cell, which isn't very useful. 6s already gone. Already gone. Oh, 7s, look. 7's down here. I mean, that stops that cell being 3. Other than that, 3s can go anywhere here. Ones and 9s. Are they gonna help us out? I think this is a bit more than the Honey, you put it at 3 out of 5. For some reason I thought this was like a that you'd marked as like a 1.5 out of 5. That makes me feel a bit better about the speed. So 7s, yeah, 7s are here, but that doesn't do much because because the 3's already there. But I was looking at if either of these are 7s, it forces a 7 like that. Which might do something, does it? All 7s are here. And therefore 9s are there. 8s I've said I had these couple of places. The keyboard. It's not the scene that we go to. Like you can do a fair bit of pencil marking, can't you? I mean, ones, 2s, and 3s up here. Does that sort anything out? The other thing I'm rubbish at spotting is naked singles. So I don't know if there's some of them. Bit of Sudoku. I normally can spot that. Have a bit of a scroll through these. Try and see where it is. Oh my days, there's a 4 looking straight there. Yeah, so it's always that sort of stuff that gets you, isn't it? And that's going to give us a 2 here. 2's up there. Sorry. The cats are in the small child phase where they like to be here, there, and everywhere. Right, what did that do? That got us that 8 and 2. Does that give us any more? There's 7, column 2. Oh, with where it sits, do you mean? Oh, yes, it goes here, doesn't it? Thank you. Like that's a 4, 5, 7 triple. Leaving 1, 3, 6, and 9. Yeah. Any 10 stuff that can be taken out of those. That's not 1. That's 9. And from that 9, 1's down here. If that's 9, it sees both those ones, so you can get rid of it. And that leaves a 1, 3, 9, 1, 3, 6 triple. So those are 7s. That's a 2, 7, 9 thing like that with 3s. 3s either there or there. Surely we know which way around those go. Not even from anything over here. Doesn't look like it. I'm going to get rid of my colouring for now. Don't think it was doing much. 9s have a couple of places along here. And 8s still do as well, don't they? Oh, but 8s in this box we had pencil marked. So sorry, now 8s. Yeah, so 8s and... That was right, wasn't it? Yeah, 8s and 5s. 5s and 4s. I keep wanting to do not allowing things to sum to 5 as well. But you've only given us 10s. this cell can't be 4 or 6 next to that one. So that in fact is only 7 and 8. With 3s. Oh, and it's not 7, so that is the 8. Which doesn't do anything with 2s. No. It's not a 7. 3. That looks like that should be doing more. I don't think it... Oh, yeah, no, it does, doesn't it? If that's 7, then because of this 6, 7, you get a 3 there, and then that breaks, so the 7 is over here. And that leaves 1 or 6. Those don't do anything for us. That's not a 6, because it would be next to a 4. Those aren't 5s, are they? So there's a 5. Oh yeah, because we got this, haven't we? So that's not 4 either, that is a 9. With 8s. Oh, there we go. 9s at the top, 7s and 8s. 9s and 7s. These come from those cells, I think. And that's not a 3, that's not a 1. This cell. Not 4 or 6. Not a 7. I was thinking to myself, I don't need to call and pencil mark that because I remember that that's a pair, but 1's there. There we go. 8s and 6. Down here. There's a 2 and a 3 sorted out for us, isn't it? And that looks like a 3. The 1 and 4 6s, which gets sorted out from this, surely. Yes. There's a 4 down there. 6, 7, 7s and 5s. Nice. Yeah, a solid 3 out of 5 with some rather dodgily missed Sudoku. Very nice, very clean design, and well placed givens for all the logic and whatnot. Oh. Nice. Well, I'm afraid there's a couple of extras I haven't managed to get onto your puzzle bookworm, but I think you've headed off from what I saw people in chat and whatnot. But I will save that for another puzzle. But yes, I'm gonna head off. Thank you everyone for hopping in. Oh, you are here. Sorry. Yeah, I'm afraid I gotta head off. Make myself a late dinner. I'll go on to Japanese sums sometime in the week. Yeah, Phil, send me the puzzle. Start. And I'll let you know. See how it goes. But yeah. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Is there anyone? Oh, Nell's streaming. Let me see if I can work out. I haven't worked out raiding yet. See if I can get that to do a thing. But yeah, anyway. See y'all later sometime, I'm sure.